Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Brittany back better another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post because I do post frequently. Alright y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing a Dougie what? Our Dougie into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. Make sure that y'all are liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you in advance, management. Alright y'all, without further ado, come on. Let's get into this video. So in today's video, we are getting into Mal versus Cashy. So allegedly, apparently, word on the curve is that they are going to be doing a Bad Blood. So as y'all know, Love and War, they filmed last year, like middle of last year. In my opinion, and I'm glad they're not doing it, but they're not gonna do a Love and War reunion. They don't need to. Simple. The show is not all that, in my opinion. Anyway, a lot of the couples are no longer together. And, you know, obviously with BB passing, you know, it's just really no need. And the show just doesn't have the numbers, in my opinion, to be doing a reunion. Like, we really don't care. Simple. And honestly, the only people that are really be getting into it is Pootie and Landon, Cashy and Mal, and Ivory and Joyce. Over all of them, to be honest. So, boom. Since they're not doing that, they're going to still allow Pootie and Landon to do a Bad Blood. And they're going to allow Mal and Cashy to do a Bad Blood. So, like I said, that's the word on the curve, is that they're going to do a Bad Blood. Landon, of course, wants to get Pootie because Pootie exposed Gigi. So, that's the only reason why he really want to fight him. And Mal and Cashy was going to get they fade out the way because if y'all been here, tea was spilled. Like, Cashy really went above and beyond spilling all Mal's alleged tea that was going on behind the scenes with him, whether it be family, whether it be behind a friendship, or whether it be, you know, with his relationship that he had with Ant. Whatever the case was, Cashy had spilled it, and from there, moving forward, him and Mal have been throwing low blows, been, you know, talking about each other's family members and stuff like that. Just really, you know, going to hell with it. Not below the belt, but to hell with it. So, they've been needing to get that. But obviously, because it's been so long, it's a new year, they don't care for each other, but they not beefing with each other. Like, they not friends, but they not necessarily enemies. They said what they said. But, you know, they don't really have any real beef. Like, they said what they said, whatever, but it's been so long, it's just like, no. Which, I feel like, before I even give more to tea, now that TV do need to do better with that. Like, honestly, when they be getting into it, when they be going to hell and back on the internet, by the next week, it should be something that y'all should be orchestrating for them to fight. Just like y'all did with Ivory and Liddy, y'all should be doing the same with everybody else, especially if they big names and they get into it. When Mal and Cashy got into it on this thing that we call the internet, y'all should have called them up and made them get that right there. Okay, simple. That would have been viewed, okay? Everybody and their daddy wanted to see them get into it. Now, let's get into the receipts of it all, and then we're going to come back for more commentary.
I'm so scared of Cashy. No, come Friday, I was the first one to accept me and Cashy filming together this Friday. So, you know, and we just going to see how that go.
So you fighting Friday as well?
Oh, I don't fight. I kicks ass. It's not a fight over here.
Time out. Bring Landon back.
They waking it up. Hold on.
If you see Cashy and you don't do nothing about it, you're a pick and choosing ass nigga. And I'm gonna say it right here in your face. If you see Cashy and you don't do nothing, you're a pick and choosing ass nigga.
Don't make me mop you, for real.
No, you're scary. If you see Cashy and you don't do shit, no shade.
So Cashy ends up seeing this probably on the blogs, or his fans sent it to him and told him what Mal said. So Cashy responds as he should.
Also, one more thing to the that's saying, oh, I accepted before Cashy accepted. First of all, you're the vice president. They made you aware of the issue prior to me even being aware of the issue. They told you that they wanted to do a chaotic court with me and you accepted, and you told Isaiah Carr, who I'm gonna tag in this video, he too much bougie, that you said, I don't want to. He called me and said, he said he want to do a bad blood with you, but he don't want to. So that's why I know you don't want to. But it's neither here nor there. That's what you called and said, and they asked you, did you want to do that? Only for me to decline, because I don't need the coin, and I'm going to Miami anyway. Welcome to Miami.
So this is the receipt that Mal put out. Basically, the receipt just says that it was a height difference, and he really don't mind, but it's a height difference, and that's all it was said. But okay, whatever. So personally, in my opinion, I only feel as though Cashy is paying it because it's so old at this point. I think if it was still somewhere fresh, it'd be different. He'll really be on that. He'll really get that. But because he's maturing, I think that's the only reason why he's somewhat sparing them. Like I said before, if this was fresh, I think he would have got out there. If people felt like he was scared of Maul, I think he would have got out there. But because he really don't like being called no bully. He don't like that people try to associate his name with bullying people or picking and choosing. So he would rather just pay it. And to an extent, I'm not going to lie, he has been able to get him a revenue on TikTok. So I think just with having money come in from TikTok and whatever other ventures that, he get money from, any other resources, I think, like he said, he has the coin to be able to do what he want to do. And he going to Miami. Would I rather go to Miami or go fight you real quick? I would prefer to go to Miami. So I think that's the reason that he's paying these boys. Like, of course, he gonna come out and let it be known that you really ain't want to fight him. But he's paying it because people have just said that he's a bully and he be doing too much. So he is trying to clean up his brand a little bit, in my opinion. But overall, he said, even when he got into it with Duke, that he had spoke to Maul in the background. Like, Maul had just called him and said how he missed him and how he still want to be friends with him and Ant. And he said on a live last week with Kobe and Andre that, he don't have no issue with Maul. But he could never be friends with Maul again. So, more so for him, it's just like a money grab that he's not interested in. With Maul, on the other hand, Maul is always going to keep a good face. But to an extent, Maul do be picking and choosing. Maul do get out there and fight, though. One thing I will never take away from Maul is that Maul can't fight. But Maul do pick and choose who to fight. He don't feel as though he can't be touched. He don't feel as though he can't be beat. He might not directly say that out of his mouth, but he, by his actions, let it be known who he feel like he can take and who he think he can't take. When it came to Q, that was the same thing when it came to Q. Everybody was looking for him to get there with Q. He would never get there with Q. And I think the same when it come to Cashy. Like, yeah, okay, Cashy is tall, Cashy is big, but we ain't seen Cashy lose a fight. But a lot of times when it comes to Cashy, these boys do not have faith in themselves because they feel as though, they might be Boosie Badass, but this is the real Boosie Badass. This is the real complete you. And I would prefer to fight people I feel as though I could take on than, a person that could really drop me. And, as much as they play like they don't care about the titles of heavy hitters or somebody who really gonna get out there, they be caring about these titles. They do. Because they know as soon as we feel as though they get punked out, they get beat up, we don't look at them the same. Now, certain people, you might look at the same, but your like opinion of them be a heavy hitter goes down just a little bit. When it came to Ivory going over there fighting Big Lex, we like, oh, Ivory gonna do her thing. But we somewhat see her losing. You know, the fear of Ivory is not as potent as it once was. And regardless, you know, she could go beat Summer up, but it's like, yeah, I mean, everybody could beat Summer up, though. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's a title thing for them. As much as they play like they don't care about the titles, as much as they play like they don't feed into a lot of the stuff that we say, they feed into that. That eats at their ego. They love for their ego to be stroked. So if he could keep the title of a heavy hitter or somebody not to be played with, he gonna keep that. When it came to him and Pootie, you know, they just wanted to show that fight of him losing to Pootie, but because he has a record of winning 10 times out of 10 when him and Pootie fight, he didn't mind it. Now, I will say this. When they put it out, he did say something. He like, oh, y'all want to show that? Me and that boy got into it 1,001 times. Like, don't let that fool you. Daughter this, daughter that. So they be caring about those titles. Those titles feed their ego. And I definitely believe that, like he said, he knew that if it really became between him and Cashy, he would lose that fight. He knows that. And he's saying, oh, but I don't mind. Please. He minds. And I definitely don't believe that he would have came if Cashy would be like, okay, yeah, I'm coming. I don't think he would have came. I think he'd be like in the same face. But in actuality, he don't want to fight Cashy. And when Cashy called him out, you know, he wanted to make it be like, because mind you, Cashy already said he not coming. So now it's like, boy, I didn't say that. I just said that you were big, da-da-da, but I don't mind still getting in there, da-da-da. But, you know, Cashy not coming. If Cashy would have been like, you know what, well, I'm not going to Miami. All of a sudden, it would have been a different story to be told. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Bye.